Hi everyone, welcome to In a Nutshell on Conversations with Elena Kimaru. I'm super excited for today's episode and thank you so much for those who have recently subscribed and for the returning subscribers. I appreciate you all. And on today's video, I want to do like a short series of sort of letters to millennials, and today's video is Dear Millennials, are you occupying your space? Hope you enjoy, and let me know in the comment section down below how you are doing in terms of occupying your space, and I'll explain more about what occupying your space means. So basically, as young people, a lot of times we are dismissed by the older generation, and sometimes they think we have nothing we can bring on the table, we have nothing substantial, and we, like we cannot amount to anything. And a lot of times, like, our voices are not heard, or we are actually not represented in those boardrooms, in parliament, in different places, and it sucks. And especially because I know a lot of young people are super talented and they can actually do a lot of stuff. So are you occupying your space, or you're that one person, or someone who is in a place where it's like they can literally do nothing when they have a lot to offer to the world? So, like, for example, I'll give a good example. There was a time I was working somewhere, and basically I had very brilliant ideas on how something could be executed. And so what I did, I told my immediate supervisor. I was like, oh, by the way, I think actually you should introduce this program to this organization. I feel this is how it can work, and it's a very good program, and it can work in this particular way. So I actually gave them my full idea. Okay. I gave them my whole idea how it could be implemented, and what were the prospects of this whole idea, how it could work, what type of income it could generate, for example, and everything. Because I was like, they're my supervisor. I mean, if I continue keeping to myself these very good ideas, who's gonna implement them? Because I didn't have the capacity to implement that idea at that particular time. And then the person was like, yeah, this is a very brilliant idea, and it's something that can actually work for us. And so yeah, so I was super excited. And since we could the thing was, it could not happen that particular year, but the next year there was a possibility. If they wanted, it could happen. So comes the next year, I'm still doing my job and all that, and then at some point I actually decided to be like, you know what, it's not worth it. So my idea was actually, what happened, my idea, they started implementing my idea, but without even involving me. Yes, my dears, they implemented my idea without involving me. I mean, after all, I had already laid out the whole vision of how this thing could be done, and that was it. So for me, I feel like I was really dismissed, because in the first place, it was my idea. So have you ever been in that place where you even give people your ideas, they run with your ideas, but they don't even give you a share of anything? They're like, yeah, the brainstorm me did the work for us. So yeah, I have been in such a place, and it's not the first time. I have been in different places where just by speaking out my mind, people just run away with my ideas. And then there's this particular friend of mine. They were like, you know what, you should actually stop. You need to start focusing on yourself and try to see how you can implement these ideas by yourself and with the little resources that you have. And that's when I was like, by the way, this is very true. So yeah, I have been in a place where I have been displeased, and not once or twice. And also I feel like when it comes to like vying for political positions, a lot of times young people are dismissed in terms of people feel like, oh, they're inexperienced, I don't know, blah blah. But my question is, when will they ever get this experience if nobody really gives them a chance to like try it out? So I feel like, especially in my country, we really vote for older people, or the people really vote for older people, and a lot of young people don't get those opportunities, you know. And sometimes I feel like older people, and I'm not being disrespectful, sometimes you have run out of ideas. You've done all you could. You are in your 60s or 70s. You've been doing these things forever. Sometimes you need a fresh perspective. Okay, stop dismissing young people. Elect them. People, my people, elect young people to those political positions. Let them do something. And then also I feel also this happens a lot in workplaces, where also you have an idea, but because the company has been doing things a particular way, you try floating them to your boss or to your supervisor, and then they might even give you a listening ear. Sometimes they don't, and even when they listen, they'll be like, it's good, but still, because they are used to doing things in a particular way, they would rather go for that instead of listening to you. So where are you in your life? Where are you at in your life? And have you ever felt like you are not able to occupy your space? You're not able to give your ideas. You're not able to implement things. You're not able to be you because of especially older people being dismissive. Yeah, you've gone to a board meeting, people are giving out ideas, and yours is the most brilliant one, but someone is like, we're not going with this one, okay? Just because they feel intimidated, they don't want you to be on top. They just want to always feel like, you know what, we are the ones who have the final say in this company, and there's nothing you can do about it. So young person, dear millennial, you have to occupy your space. That's the one thing I have learned over time, that at some point you have to say, you know what, enough is enough. If this job, for example, does not allow me to give my perspective, does not allow me to grow, because sometimes when you share your ideas, when you implement stuff, when you feel hard, you are able to occupy your space, you are able to grow. So are you stuck and do you feel like, you know what, enough is enough? Should you be saying enough is enough? Actually, should you now be moving on? I feel like sometimes we get stuck in places where we are not accommodated, and if you are in such a position, I would advise you to occupy your space, either sometimes by leaving and finding, say for example, another company that really needs your skills and gives you that room to grow. So do you feel like that's exactly what you need to do? Because if you do, trust you me, at some point it will be in your best interest to take such a move. Okay, and then again, also when it comes to political, for example, political ambitions, don't sit down and say like, oh, you know, people will not vote for me, I will not occupy this space because of all this and that. I know it can be frustrating, but keep stamping your authority. Go for those dreams that you have. If you really want to be a politician or a leader, go for it. Don't think about that grandfather, sorry to say, who has been there for 40 years and all that. Challenge the status quo, because things will never change, not unless we occupy our space, we make our voices heard. You know what, like, no one is gonna give it to us on a silver platter. Sometimes we need to take it by fire, by thunder, by force. You know, occupy that space, fill that void, be you, be authentic, and do whatever it takes. Don't let people dismiss you just because you're a millennial, because as I said, we have a lot of potential, we have a lot of ideas, we can do things that other generations cannot. So dear millennial, are you occupying your space, or are you allowing other people to dictate the trajectory of your life, the trajectory of your dreams, the trajectory of your, of all spheres of your life? Don't just sit down. Take action and be real, be authentic, be you, and do you. I mean, as I said, no one is gonna hand it down to us. It's never gonna happen. So millennials, occupy your space and do you, and also do it to perfection, that people will never have that idea of, oh, we actually gave them a chance and see, we were right. Prove them wrong. So I hope you found this video insightful. Until the next video, ciao.